Have you ever sipped an herbal tea or taken a natural supplement thinking, well, it can't hurt, it's just a plant? You're not alone. Many older adults believe that if it's herbal, it must be safe. But the truth? Some herbs can quietly work against your body, especially after 65, when liver and kidney function start to slow, and medication lists grow longer by the year. In fact, certain common herbs can raise your risk of internal bleeding, disrupt your heartbeat, or even cancel out your prescriptions without you realizing it. And sadly, many of these herbs are still sold on store shelves with no clear warnings. In today's video, we'll uncover 3 herbs seniors should avoid at all costs, even if they're labeled as healthy or natural. And just as important, we'll introduce 3 safe, science-backed herbs that support your memory, heart, and restful sleep, the things that matter most in your golden years. So stick around to the very end, because what you learn today could protect your health and peace of mind for years to come. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more senior-focused health wisdom made just for you. 3 herbs you should never touch. 1. Licorice root. There's a kind of sweetness that feels familiar, soft herbal, slightly bitter at the end. For many older adults, the flavor of black licorice brings back a lifetime of memories. A piece of candy from a grandmother's purse, a warm cup of licorice tea sipped slowly before bed. It's comforting, almost nostalgic. But from where I sit as a doctor, I've learned that comfort and safety are not always the same thing, especially after 65. You see, the real issue with licorice root lies in a compound called glycyrrhizin. On the surface, it sounds harmless. It's natural. It's in teas, even in supplements marketed for digestion or adrenal support. But glycyrrhizin has a sneaky effect on the body. It mimics hormones. Specifically, it causes your body to retain sodium, flush potassium, and increase water retention. That might sound minor, but for an older adult, it's not. Let me give you an example. I had a patient, Mr. Carlton, in his late 70s, who came in with swelling in his ankles and rising blood pressure. He hadn't changed his medications. His diet was stable. But when I looked closer, I found out he'd been drinking licorice root tea daily for months, believing it would help with indigestion. It was doing the opposite. The imbalance was tipping his body out of rhythm, straining his kidneys, and leaving his heart vulnerable. We stopped the tea, adjusted his diet, and within weeks, the swelling began to ease. But it could have gone much worse if we hadn't caught it early. The danger with licorice is that it hides in plain sight. Just 2 ounces of black licorice candy a day, according to the FDA, can cause health issues in adults over 60. But it's not just in candy. It's in herbal teas, lozenges, cough syrups, and energy-boosting supplements. And for someone already managing blood pressure, kidney function, or taking common medications like diuretics or beta blockers, licorice can quietly undo all that work, or worse, cause dangerous interactions. And you won't feel it right away. That's what makes it so insidious. You won't feel your potassium slipping away or your blood pressure ticking upward. It sneaks in slowly, swollen ankles here, fatigue there, maybe some dizziness, and all the while you're sipping a tea you thought was helping. Licorice may be sweet, but it's not harmless. Not at our age. And if you've been using it regularly, especially for digestive or adrenal support, it's time to stop. There are safer, better ways to nourish your body. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. And speaking of herbal helpers that deserve a second look, the next one might be sitting right there in your spice rack. Often praised for blood sugar control, it may be doing more harm than good. Let's take a closer look at cinnamon and the truth behind its reputation. 2. Fenugreek. There's something very appealing about the idea of ancient herbs helping us manage modern problems. You hear names like fenugreek, and they sound gentle, earthy, almost poetic. It's sold as a blood sugar balancer, an energy booster, even a digestive soother. For older adults trying to manage multiple medications, fatigue, and sugar swings, it's understandable to want something that feels simpler, more natural. But let me speak to you as a doctor who's seen what happens when natural isn't treated with the same respect as a prescription. Fenugreek walks a delicate line. Because while it can lower blood sugar, for many older adults already taking medications like insulin or metformin, that same property can become a threat. The blood sugar drop doesn't come with a warning. It can happen quietly during a morning walk, a trip to the store, or even just sitting down for lunch. The effect stacks on top of your medications, and before you realize it, you're in a state of hypoglycemia. Dizzy, sweating, weak. One of the most problematic aspects of fenugreek is its inconsistency. The potency of one batch of tea or capsule can vary drastically from the next. Unlike regulated prescriptions, which are precisely measured, fenugreek comes in many forms and dosages, often without any clear standard. That kind of variability is risky for aging bodies that are more sensitive to even minor shifts in blood sugar. But it's not just glucose control that raises concern. Fenugreek is known to irritate the digestive tract. For seniors, whose stomach linings may already be more delicate and whose digestion is slower, this can translate into bloating, discomfort, and even diarrhea. What might have gone unnoticed in your 30s now feels like an entire day thrown off course. It also acts hormonally. Fenugreek contains phytoestrogens, plant-based compounds that mimic estrogen in the body. This could pose real risks for individuals with a history of hormone-sensitive cancers, such as breast or prostate cancer. And unfortunately, this warning doesn't often show up on supplement labels. What's most concerning is how quietly fenugreek sneaks into your routine. It's sold in soft packaging with calming names and claims, hidden in teas, powders, and capsules. It rarely comes with the same warnings or oversight as a drug, and yet it can interfere with everything from blood thinners to blood pressure medications. For seniors juggling multiple conditions, that's a recipe for complications that can go unnoticed until they become serious. So if you're using fenugreek or thinking about it, don't treat it like a harmless tea. Treat it like a medication. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Review your medications for interactions. Your body, especially now, deserves that kind of attention. Because next we're going to talk about another herb, one that's praised around the world for its ability to lift mood and ease anxiety. But what many don't realize is that it can dangerously interfere with antidepressants, heart medications, and even organ transplant drugs. Let's take a closer look at St. John's wort. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. 3. St. John's wort. Sometimes what seems like a gentle gift from nature can quietly become a serious threat, especially as we grow older and the balance inside our bodies becomes more delicate. One such example is St. John's wort. Known for its cheerful yellow flowers and reputation as nature's antidepressant, it's sold over the counter, often packaged in calming colors with promises of mood support, relaxation, and better sleep. And to someone trying to manage low energy, anxiety, or trouble sleeping without turning to prescriptions, it might seem like the perfect solution. But from a medical perspective, St. John's wort is one of the most disruptive herbs an older adult can take, particularly if you're already on medications. And let's face it, by the time we reach our late 60s or 70s, most of us are managing more than one prescription. That's where the real risk begins. The problem isn't just side effects. It's that St. John's wort interferes with how your liver processes medications. Specifically, it speeds up the activity of an enzyme that filters drugs, meaning your body may break them down and eliminate them before they've had time to work. Now imagine you're on a blood thinner or a medication for blood pressure or an antidepressant. You take it in the morning, expecting it to support you. But if you're also taking St. John's wort, your body may be removing that medication faster than intended. This can reduce the drug's effect by half or more. And you wouldn't even know it's happening. That's the dangerous part. It's silent. Your blood pressure might climb back up, your cholesterol may worsen, you might feel more anxious again. But since these symptoms don't come on all at once, you're unlikely to trace them back to a natural supplement. Even over-the-counter medications and common supplements can be affected. And most people never mention St. John's wort to their doctor because it's just an herb. But the truth is, in an aging body where kidney and liver function have slowed and where medications are finely tuned, even one herbal interaction can tip that balance in the wrong direction. The risk is very real. And unlike food interactions, these effects happen behind the scenes, often without warning signs until something serious occurs. That's why I urge every senior who's considering herbs for mood, sleep, or energy support to speak with their doctor or pharmacist before adding anything new to their routine. That said, this doesn't mean all herbs should be feared. Some truly support healing, energy, and emotional resilience without interfering with medications, but they must be chosen with care and understanding. That's where real strength lies. Not in blindly trusting the word natural, but in honoring the wisdom that comes with age and using it to protect the health you've worked so hard to maintain. Let's continue exploring the herbs that do support your well-being, safely and wisely. 3 herbs you should choose instead. 1. Ginkgo biloba. From a doctor's perspective, there's a quiet kind of medicine that doesn't come in pills or quick promises. It comes in time-tested allies like ginkgo biloba, an herb that's been quietly supporting the human brain for generations. The tree itself is a living symbol of resilience. It survived ancient eras, world wars, even Hiroshima. And now its leaves offer something profoundly needed by those of us navigating the later chapters of life. A sense of mental steadiness when the mind begins to waver. I've seen it time and again. Patients who come in not because they're forgetting everything, but because they're starting to feel the subtle erosion of sharpness. You forget where you put your glasses. You walk into a room and forget why. You struggle to recall names you used to know like the back of your hand. That's where ginkgo can step in. Not as a cure, but as a companion. Ginkgo works by gently increasing blood flow to the brain, helping oxygen and nutrients reach even the smallest, most fragile vessels. Think of those capillaries like tiny garden hoses. As we age, they kink and narrow. The brain doesn't get quite the flow it used to, and with that, mental clarity can start to dull. Ginkgo acts like a hand gently unkinking the hose, helping your brain breathe again. I remember one gentleman, Harold, a retired music teacher in his early 70s. He wasn't in crisis, but he came to me worried. He'd started mixing up former students' names, losing his train of thought mid-conversation. It wasn't Alzheimer's, just the creeping fog of aging. We talked about options, and he decided to try ginkgo, alongside lifestyle adjustments like more walking and brain games. 3 months later, he told me, "Doc, I'm not perfect, but I'm sharper. I feel like I can keep up again." He wasn't asking for miracles, he just wanted to feel present. And that's exactly what ginkgo gave him. Beyond the brain, ginkgo's circulatory support helps reduce lightheadedness, supports heart function, and even aids in vision. All areas where blood flow matters. Some patients have even reported feeling steadier in the mornings, with fewer dizzy spells when rising from bed. But I always remind people, ginkgo is slow medicine. It's not coffee. It doesn't jolt you awake. It moves with you, not ahead of you. Its power lies in consistent, gentle presence, like an old friend walking beside you on the path. So if your mind has felt more cluttered lately, if names slip away too easily, or if focus feels just out of reach, this ancient tree may offer what your body has quietly been asking for. A little more clarity, a little more connection. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. And while caring for the mind is vital, we can't forget the spirit. Next, we'll explore an herb that softens the nervous system, soothes the joints, and invites you to greet each day with calm strength. Let's keep going. 2. Ashwagandha. Aging brings changes, some we can see in the mirror, and others we simply feel. Quiet shifts, sleepless nights, a chest that tightens more often than it used to, not from exertion but from worry. Many seniors find that it's not just their energy that declines, but their inner steadiness. The resilience they once carried so easily starts to fray. This is where ashwagandha steps in, not to sedate or numb, but to help restore something that age, stress, and loss often erode, our ability to recover. This ancient herb has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for over 3,000 years, not to dull the senses, but to fortify the nervous system gently and naturally. Ashwagandha is what's known as an adaptogen. That means it helps the body adapt to stress, whether that stress is emotional, physical, or hormonal. And unlike some herbs that jolt the system or mask symptoms, ashwagandha helps regulate the stress response itself. It works quietly, from the inside out. For seniors, that can make a profound difference. Many of us experience stress not through panic or tension, but through subtler forms. Lingering sadness, sleeplessness, forgetfulness, or that vague but persistent sense that something isn't quite right. Ashwagandha doesn't promise to erase these feelings, but it teaches the body how to soften them, how to bounce back instead of staying stuck. And science is finally starting to catch up with what tradition has long known. A 2019 double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the Medicine, Baltimore, journal found that participants who took 300 milligrams of ashwagandha extract twice daily for 8 weeks experienced significantly reduced levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. They also reported better sleep quality, reduced anxiety, and improved mood. For older adults, this matters deeply. High cortisol levels can interfere with memory, worsen inflammation, increase belly fat, and disrupt the deep, restorative sleep that the body so desperately needs to heal and stay strong. But ashwagandha's benefits don't stop at the mind. It also supports the thyroid, helps regulate energy metabolism, and may reduce low-grade inflammation, key for seniors living with arthritis or autoimmune challenges. Some research even points to its ability to support muscle recovery and endurance, helping older adults stay active and mobile. Like most things in life worth having, the effects of ashwagandha are not instant. It's not a quick fix. But with daily use and a little patience, many seniors find their mood stabilizes, their energy gently returns, and their mornings feel a bit less rushed by worry. Ashwagandha reminds us that aging doesn't mean losing strength. It means finding new ways to protect it, to feel calm again, steady again, whole again. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. And now we move from inner strength to a softer kind of peace, found in the scent of lemon and the touch of warmth in a teacup. Let's meet a herb that soothes not just the mind, but also the gut, and gently lifts the spirit. This next one is a favorite among herbalists, and soon perhaps yours too. 3. Lemon balm, a cup of calm for the restless soul. Not every remedy needs to arrive in a bottle or come with loud claims and glossy promises. Some of the most powerful forms of healing arrive quietly, like an evening breeze through the window or the warmth of a familiar cup between your hands. Lemon balm is one of those gentle gifts. As a doctor who's spent decades walking with people through the ups and downs of aging, I've come to value these quiet helpers just as much, if not more, than any prescription. After 65, life changes in ways we don't always expect. The world continues spinning fast, but we begin to move more slowly. The noise outside gets harder to ignore. Sleep becomes less of a guarantee and more of a fragile hope. I've heard it over and over. Patients tell me they lie in bed replaying the day, worrying about their children, about their health, or simply feeling the ache of solitude. They're not in crisis, but they're not at peace either. That's where lemon balm can make a quiet difference. This herb doesn't sedate. It doesn't dull your mind or leave you groggy in the morning. Instead, it gently supports your body's own ability to relax. It works by increasing the activity of GABA, a calming neurotransmitter, and by delivering rosmarinic acid, which helps ease overstimulated nerve pathways. In simple terms, it reminds your nervous system how to exhale. One study published in Phytomedicine found that lemon balm significantly improved sleep quality, reduced restlessness, and even helped with mild memory challenges in older adults. Another clinical trial showed that individuals taking lemon balm extract experienced lower levels of anxiety and irritability within just 2 weeks. And because it works gradually and gently, it's especially suited for seniors with sensitive systems or multiple prescriptions. Beyond calming the mind, lemon balm supports digestion. Think of your gut like an old radio. When you're anxious, it crackles with static, bloating, gas, and that tight, uneasy feeling many seniors quietly carry. Lemon balm smooths that signal, helping the gut relax, which in turn calms the mind. It's a two-way street, your body and brain talking again. I often describe it like this. Lemon balm doesn't rush to fix you. It sits beside you, like a friend who doesn't need to speak to be helpful. The simple ritual of brewing tea, the soft steam, the gentle scent, the warm cup, sends your body a message. You're safe. You can rest now. And that's not a small thing. For those living alone, adjusting to loss, or facing the quiet emotional shifts of aging, that sense of emotional steadiness can be a lifeline. One small choice, Steeping a cup of tea can turn into a nightly act of care, of dignity, of reclaiming your peace. So tonight, if your thoughts feel tangled or your body refuses to settle, try lemon balm. Hold the cup, let the aroma rise, breathe, sip, let your body remember what calm feels like, because you've earned this stillness. And sometimes, the most powerful medicine is the kind that helps you feel yourself again. The power of thoughtful choices. As we age, everything starts to matter a little more. The food on our plate, the way we move, the choices we make before bed. But there's one area we often overlook: the herbs and supplements we reach for, assuming that natural means safe. The truth is, after 65, our bodies don't process things the way they used to. Our liver, kidneys, heart, and brain become more sensitive. And when you're juggling multiple prescriptions, as so many of us are, even one new herbal tea or capsule can tip the scales in the wrong direction. But don't be discouraged. With knowledge comes power. The power to pause before you purchase, to ask good questions, and to choose with care. Herbs like ginkgo biloba, ashwagandha, and lemon balm aren't miracle cures. But when used wisely and intentionally, they can offer clarity, calm, and quiet strength, the very things we value most in these years. So trust your instincts. If something feels off, listen to your body. You've lived long enough to know when something's not right. Aging isn't about doing more. It's about doing what's right. For your health, your rhythm, your peace of mind. You've earned that wisdom. Now it's time to use it. You're not just adding years to your life, you're adding wisdom to your choices. And that's the real secret to aging well. Herbs can heal or harm, calm or confuse. It all depends on how thoughtfully we use them. So today, you've taken a step toward becoming not just older, but wiser. More in tune with your body, more selective about what you trust. Remember, what goes in your cup matters. What you swallow with your pills matters. And every single choice you make is a vote for the kind of future you want. Stronger, clearer, steadier. Now I'd love to hear from you. What did you learn today? What are you going to do differently this week? Share it in the comments below. Type 1 if you found this helpful, or 0 if you didn't. I read them all and take every comment to heart. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Your future self just might thank you for it. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind to your body, and never stop learning. You've got this.